Could someone explain to me how they have less rights because Trump got elected again and not Harris? Sonny Hostin from The View is saying she has less rights than her father did, and now her daughter will have less rights than she did. There's no rights going away. See people crying TikTok videos, which is fucking hilarious. That, oh, I'm gonna get up tomorrow and I'm gonna have less rights. You're not having less rights, you're having more rights. Okay? Democrats, it came right out of Tim Walz's mouth that the First Amendment, you'll have a right for hate speech or misinformation, which misinformation is only designated by whatever the left doesn't like anybody saying. So there is no less rights today. There will be no less rights in 20th of January 2025 or 2026 or 2027, 2028, unless a Democrat gets elected, because they are not the party that they used to be. Elon Musk is still basically a liberal Democrat. Tulsi Gabbard is still a liberal Democrat unless you switch parties. RFK Jr. is still a liberal Democrat, even though he switched to independent. It's not that, and Trump's not a conservative. He is still quite liberal in his philosophies. There's going to be no ban on abortion. It's not going to happen. You have to have 60 votes in Congress. The only people talking about doing away with the filibuster was the Democrats, which they would have done virtually day one if she would have won. Alright, so just look what they tell you is going on and look at what they do. Because what they accuse the Republicans are is exactly what they're trying to do to you. Only they're trying to say that, it's just only Republicans who are doing it. They're not trying to take your freedoms away. People need to wake up in this country and they quit watching The View and listen to those jackasses on there who are sitting there worth millions of dollars, but yet decrying people that's worth millions of dollars. Or the billionaires, as Bernie Sanders says. If Harris would have got elected, two things. One, the top two people who would have had even more lawfare going after him would be number one, Trump, still. Number two would have been Elon Musk, because he supported Trump. Alright. And then it would just kept on going from there. So, I'll tell you people, you need to wake up and realize that they lie to you constantly. Trump really doesn't lie per se as much as he would a rally used to say, bloviate. He likes to pump stuff up and speak of things in a more huge way. So he likes to blow stuff up as far as telling people, numbers and stuff like that, which I never liked. Ain't a big deal, but it's like just have to to exaggerate is actually what happens. He exaggerates. But don't flat out lie to people like they do. There's not going to be any concentration camps. They're not going to come for, somebody's married to an immigrant. They're not going to come take their wife, because guess what? Once you get married, it makes them a citizen. Stupid. Holy fuck. Really? I mean, that was something they were trying to push. It's like, that's all they have is hate. They hate you. They hate the American people. Hate anybody that's doing this, that thinks for themselves. All right, and that's all it is. They don't want people to think. Why do you think that, I don't know, say cities like Baltimore where the kids are getting pushed out of school, meanwhile they can't read, they can't write, they can't do arithmetic over like the fourth or fifth grade level. I mean, that's the problem. They're not teaching. They worry too much about pronouns and somebody being butt sore Betty about something instead of worrying about teaching children the difference between right and wrong and how to add and subtract and learning about history. History is ugly without trying to spin it to make it even uglier. And that's a fact. And anybody that's looked at history knows history can be ugly. But the reason you teach history is to learn from history. But if you teach history that and just to push an agenda, you're not teaching history. You're teaching a lie to make it seem worse than it actually was. I'm not saying that something wasn't terrible. There's all kinds of terrible things went throughout history of the world, the whole hidden history of the United States, Europe, Asia. But people need to just, I don't know, just need to stop it. Really, we're all Americans. Quit calling people African American and Latin American. Everybody's American. You can describe somebody and say, well, they're Spanish, or they're black, or they're from Indian. Indian. There's no Native American. They're not Native Americans. They're Indians. All right, and then you have people from India. But the push for everybody to be categorized by your background or where you came from is what's breaking the country apart more than anything. Just because I'm white Caucasian doesn't make me any more American than somebody that's black or came from Africa. Remember, and that's the other thing. Not all black Americans are African Americans. They don't come from just one region. It's just like Spanish. You call somebody a Latin American or a Spanish American or whatever. Well, it's a hell of a lot more countries in the world that speak Spanish other than Spain in different dialects. So why would you just lump them into one region? You're American. You got Polish Americans, some Italian Americans, German Americans, but you are American. If you assimilate into the country, learn English. It might be the official language of the United States, but it is the language of the United States. And just open your mind, is basically what I'm saying. Quit listening to what these people keep on telling you. I don't understand how people actually believe that they're trying to say that Trump's going to put reporters in prison. He's going to put his political enemies in prison. He didn't put Clinton in prison, and that woman should have went to jail for what she done. And that's not no bullshit. She should have. She had documents that should have never been out of the SCIF. She destroyed evidence by having her having her own government account on a server in her own home, which is illegal. But like I said, the biggest thing is she destroyed evidence willingly. And yeah, people chanted back in 2016, lock her up, lock her up. And Trump even come out and said that he didn't do it because it would not be good for the country to put a former president's wife, ex-secretary of state, and senator in jail. All right. But she should have went to jail for what she done. So, I don't know. No, we're probably too long for whatever's going on, but take care. America's still going to be here. Treat people with respect, and just push back against the liberal media. Make them answer for what they've done to this country by pushing false narratives and pushing the same stuff that has been proven false. But they keep on telling you the same thing. Push back against your Democrats. Push them back towards the center. Push them away from this leftist fringe. So, all right, y'all take care.